Hey, how's it going, everybody? Well, we're out here for part 2 of the embry that came in the mail. Well, it's been a long day. And darn it, I earned this. Yeah. It's a K Woody that my friend Sean Jackson gave me a couple of years ago now. Can't remember exactly when he sent this to me. I think it was early 2020 or late 2019, but it's a great pipe. It's very streamlined, very period, very 40s, very 30s. I like it. It's lightweight. It smokes great. And I am burning some Peter Stokeby cube cut. It's a nice Virginia. And I wasn't always a Virginian guy. I technically am not. I'm an English guy. And but I have to go back and forth between Englishes and Virginians so my palate doesn't get washed out with one or the other. You got to keep it guessing, right? Because if you just smoke what you really like, then you don't taste it anymore. Then you have to get the stronger stuff to taste it. I don't want to go down that path. I want to keep enjoying the stuff I really enjoy. Of course, I'm always trying new things, but that cube cut is a solid one. It's a good daytime or early evening. In my opinion, it is. And it's good to age. You can cellar it. It only gets better with age. Really, the Virginians and Burleys really do age the best. But anyways, I'm not going to bore everybody with pipe tobacco talk. Not everybody's into that. But just thought I'd give a shout out to those who are. And, say thank you for joining my channel. I appreciate it. The spillover from Sean's channel. I appreciate the new followers and welcome. Thank you for enjoying my videos and digging lanterns too. I am really excited about this because it's one of my two favorite things. Enjoying a pipe with a lantern burning. Great way to just mellow out the evening. So, speaking about lanterns, let's get back to the project that I was so rudely interrupted last night when the battery just insisted on keeling over. I mean, I was tired, but I was still going to go, No talking a battery out of it. Anyway, so update. Removed the bulb. And removed the burner. The burner came out and it's actually pretty clean. Didn't take a lot to get it off. The fuel cap is loose. Okay. And I got the socket out. Check that out. Now, a lot of people say, darn it, why did they have to electrify that lantern? They ruined it. Well, there's been many that have been ruined, and I'm not going to argue that point because, well, hell, I've seen a lot. And it's really sad because they'll make ginormous holes where they really don't need to. Because if they're clever, they can snake a cord around the workings and leave it as is and put a bulb in it. And that's more or less what they did in this case. I'll show you. So there was 4 of these. I lost a couple of them. I'm going to try and find them because they're great little screws. See that? See that little screw? There were 4 of them. They're like just so small. And my camera's not focusing on them, that whatever. So those were in there holding the plate. There's 4 little spots. And they were screwed into the inside of the chimney in such a way that you'll never know that it was even there. And it didn't compensate the action of the chimney or anything. So my hat is off to the person who did that job because it was top rate. It was absolutely very conscious of the antique lantern and not to destroy it. Because once somebody usually gets these things, then you'll bore a hole in the fount and then rip out the burner and they just make a big fat mess of it for no reason. It's really barbaric, and there's just no reason. I mean, to some people, these are just old lanterns, and who's gonna burn it or use it? You know, there's a lot of misconceptions about these things out there, and I'd like, my whole purpose as well in this channel is to try and help abolish those misconceptions and lore and, you know, phobias and things. Because they really are great inventions. They really are. Not just being biased because I like them. But anyways, had to do a little evacuating. So there was remnants of an old nest in here. Look at that. It was like emptying out a box of honeycombs. You know. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's gross. Yeah, I don't like that at all. And I can only imagine the winged little assholes that were living in that thing. Anyone that knows yellow jackets or hornets or wasps, they're not pretty. They're horrible. They're nasty. They're just hell-bent little bastards. And, well, they were, of course, long gone. There we go. Got it back. Didn't have to relight. And that comes from a proper pack. And I think I might do a video on how to properly pack a pipe so you don't have to relight it all the time. But also, it's tobacco. You need to have it dry enough where it'll want to burn instead of, you know. Anyways, back to this. So here is this guy. And it's, I would say it would almost be ready to go. I think I could light this lantern tonight if I wanted to. There is a lot of dirt and rust inside the fountain. I don't think the fountain's really all that rusty. I just think it has some loose stuff in it. And I have a wick. I can get a wick really easily. But before I do anything to this lantern, well, lighting it anyways, I think I'm going to give it a bath. And I'm not meaning like splish splash, you know, throw it in a bathtub and, you know, turn the water on. I'm going to probably hit Mr. Steve Young. He might get tired of seeing me. But he has an e-tank. I would build one myself. But seeing as I don't have my own property, I share property with my neighbors. And it wouldn't be wise to have a tank with electricity hooked up to it, open for cats and other people's pets that come through the yard, just out in the open. Because while the e-tank is a great method of stripping paint and rust off of a lantern, it's not good for, well, the immediate environment around where it's taking place. You don't want to do it inside because it will poison you. You will die. The gases and everything that is emitted from an e-tank is really designed for outdoor exhibition. So with that being said, you don't want to do it inside. We're in a garage. I have a garage. I can do it in here, but I don't want to die. And I don't want things to go bad. So wonderful for Mr. Steve Young. He has definitely offered me his e-tank usage and many times. So I think I will take this down to San Dimas hopefully this weekend and leave it with him, and he can take his time giving it a bath. And then we'll see what's under the black paint, because I know the black paint's not original. It's pretty much uniform everywhere, which wasn't done from the factory, like I said in some of my other videos. When a factory painted a lantern, they never painted the burner. They never painted the globe plate. They rarely painted the chimney because it's all high heat parts. And they rarely ever painted the bail. Now they didn't. Or the fuel cap, because that's brass. That's a pretty thing. So this thing will be stripped and cleaned up. Now this is a project that is going to not stay with me. It's going to go to a friend. And I think I mentioned that friend's name last night. But anyways, my friend Sean is going to be receiving this because of the wonderful project he gave me that I'm excited about. And I do have parts coming, and I think I mentioned that. The parts, this is great. The antique lantern, Lantern Joe, guy's keen. He's really keen. He found not only a crown for that Ray of 240, but it's one that's got dark aged red paint on it. How about that? That's incredible. Also, a practically new old stock burner. So it's going to be great. The lantern's going to come together really well. I'm excited for it. Can't wait. I really can't. It's going to be fun. So with that being said, that's what we're dealing with. And thank you again for tuning in. I appreciate it. And the likes and the subscriptions, wonderful. I really do. I value it. I really do. Truly do. So until next time, thanks again for tuning in for part 2 and sticking with me this far. Rambling on about a lot of what the world thinks is pointless stuff. But anyways, thanks for being here. I'm glad you guys enjoy the channel. Take care and keep commenting and engaging with the content. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.